battle of two of the nation's top 15 girls lacrosse programs tonight on the DAF Media Network. And we welcome you to the stadium field on the campus of Darien High School, where the Darien Blue Wave play host to the Indians of the Manhasset Secondary School. Pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Braden Shank joined alongside me. K-Rock, Kate Rockler, and Kate Darien, the number 6 team in the nation. Manhasset, number 12. What do you think we're going to see tonight?
All right, well, we are in for one you-know-what of a game. We have two of the best teams in the Northeast contending tonight, and there's a lot of old resentment coming from Darien's side. The last time they played them was 3 years ago. They lost in double overtime. One of their lead players, Nicole Humphrey, at the time was hurt. So there's a lot of resentment coming from the Darien side, like I said, and it should be a really good matchup.
Brought up that matchup back in 2019, played at the Manhasset School. The Indians taking it 12-11. Nicole Humphrey now passing the torch to her sister, Chloe Humphrey. The junior committed to North Carolina will be leading this Darien offense. Last night, the Blue Wave took the trip up to Norwalk to play the Brian McMahon Senators, and they took down Brian McMahon by the final score of 20-1. The offense came to play. And Kate, starting with Darien, what do you think they're going to do to need to pick up the win today?
Knowing Lisa, how I know Lisa, I know that she came into this game very well prepared. She's prepared them for the past couple of weeks. But more than that, what she's focusing on is the fact that this is their first home game, their first out-of-state game in the last 3 years. And she's going to make this a slow, steady start. Possession is key.
And now switching over to the Manhasset side, they're sitting pretty at 3-0. What do you think they're going to need to do to come into Darien and pick up the win?
They're going to have to come in hot.
And you just look at the Manhasset scores this season, a high-powered offense averaging 17.66 goals a game. Most recently, they took down North Shore on Monday by the final score of 18-14, as well as a win against Long Beach and Plainage. We're now going to send you over to PA announcer Anthony Sweeney with the starting lineups and the national anthem.
Girls last season, here we go. Great way to start the season. Visiting team, the Manhattan Indians versus our Darien Blue Wave. The Indians are led by head coach Megan Clark, assisted by Jackie Williams and Jill Graziano. Starting lineups for the Indians. Number 22, Caitlin Barrett. Number 27, Despina Giannakopoulos. I had it when I was practicing. Number 11, here we go again. Nicole Giannakopoulos. Number 13, Mia Lopinto. Number 14, Alex Maliagros. Number 3, Annalisa Massaro. Number 17, Alexis Morton. Number 25, Ashley Newman. Number 5, Shay Kanzit. Number 33, Hannah Rubin. And number 23, Alexandra Schneider. Starting lineup for the Blue Wave, led by head coach Lisa Lindley, assisted by Carrie Arafino and Caroline Montero. Starting tonight for the Wave, number 2, Chloe Humphrey back. Number 7, Morgan Massey. Number 9, Cece Stein. Number 10, Sadie Stafford. Number 17, Ryan Hapgood. Number 18, Emily Darby. Number 19, Jacqueline Callahan. Number 20, Maggie Ramsey. Number 23, Kate DeMark. Number 85, Molly McGuckin. Number 21, Casey Benoit. Who am I forgetting? In goal, number 1, Shay Dolce. I ask everyone to please rise to honor America. The flag is up in the south end. Stand for our national anthem, and gentlemen, please remove your hats.
And we're back here on the DAF Media Network. We're now going to take a look at the starting lineups. And this one first for the Darien Blue Wave, their starting attack. Chloe Humphrey, Molly McGuckin, look out for them. Both 4 goals last night for Darien. And then in the midfield, Cece Stein, Sadie Stafford, Ryan Hapgood. 3 veteran players, and rounding it out, it will be the future-bound Boston College Eagle, Shea Dolce, in net for the Blue Wave. Kate DeMark also in the starting lineup, was not in the initial lineup we were given by the coach, but Kate DeMark will be starting. And now we're going to move over to the Manhasset side of things and their starting lineup. And for Manhasset, it will be the sophomore Hannah Rubin in net. Great season for Hannah so far. And we're working to get that graphic up. And here is the Manhasset Indians for head coach Megan Clark tonight. Alexa Morgan, their star attacker. Then you look over on the midfield, Gianna Kapolis, and then Hannah Rubin in net, rounded out by the rest of the starting defense for Manhasset. And it should be a great game on hand. Darien, Sadie Stafford will be in the draw circle, taken for the Blue Wave. Manhasset huddling up. So 2 major rankings for girls lacrosse, and both of them have Darien as the number 6 team in the nation and Manhasset as number 12. That, of course, being the USA Lacrosse magazine and Inside Lacrosse. So it's pretty clear Darien is number 6, Manhasset number 12. It will be Sadie Stafford and Ashley Newman for Manhasset taking the face-off, or the opening draw, rather. So backing out, and we are underway here on this Wednesday night in Darien, Connecticut. Manhasset taking the opening draw, Newman.
If you're seeing the Darien attack it up, that's one of Lisa's go-tos. Make sure that the offensive ride is there to start. There's a foul for Chloe Humphrey.
That was number 14, Alexis Lygros, falling to the ground, and she will get the position restart for the Indians. Barrett, ball nicely around. Little win to start this one. Gianna Kapolis, back to Newman. That's now trying to make a move. That's number 17, Morton.
Kate DeMark forcing out.
Bring it inside, takes the shot, and she scores. Manhasset's the first on the board in this one.
It looked like Shea Dolce got a piece of that to start. I think that might have just trickled in.
And we're going going to take another look at it. Great move there. And sending it to the back of the net. Anna Kapolis. Just beats Shea Dolce, and it's actually
That is
Lopinto.
a really tough angle shot for Shea to get to the inside off stick.
So Mia Lopinto putting the Indians up 1-0, just a minute into this one. Manhasset in their road orange jerseys, Darien in their home whites. And now the face-off. Manhasset will take a quick draw. And once again, they're taking it into the offensive zone. Morton.
Defense steps up there. It's Darby with the ball, bringing it up. Sadie Stafford into Chloe Humphrey's hands.
Humphrey now taking it into the attacking zone. Makes a move. And a great
That's
pass
a great
there.
look.
Cutting and scoring is number 17, Ryan Hapgood.
And we're even.
Tied right back up at 1. And Hassett gets the first goal. Darien with the quick strike. And we will do the draw once again.
Great transition downfield for this Darien offense.
That was a great pass from Humphrey, finding the Dartmouth-bound Ryan Hapgood.
Started with Emily Darby, am I right?
It did indeed. Now Maggie Ramsey to take the face-off against Caitlin Barrett. Especially on a draw that Manhasset took and was pretty quickly coming down the field with it. Great job by Darien to flip the field. Draw there.
That is great. That's exactly what Darien needs right now. Get the draw control. Wow, it really is windy.
Stein gets it over to Callahan. Moving it around McGuckin. To CC Stein. Behind the net, Humphrey. For Hapgood.
What they're doing right now is just trying to slow down the ball, get some space. You see we have 2 in the middle. That opens up the field a little bit more.
Stein pickpocketed there by Manhasset. That was Barrett. Caitlin Barrett committed to Duke for Lacrosse in the actually next fall, just a junior for Manhasset. And Darien will take the free position. CC Stein on the 8-meter. And Stein takes the shot and wide of the net of Hannah Rubin. Humphrey at point X. Now the wraparound on Rubin. Puts the shot and it will bounce. Hapgood is going to try to grab it.
Darien comes up with it again. These are all shots you should be willing to take. It's early in the game.
That's a big thing for Darien. They just need to get the shots on goal. It worked for him last night against Brian McMahon. Just getting the shots on net, make the goalie make the stop, and that one is put in by Chloe Humphrey.
Wow, that was an amazing angled shot.
Chloe Humphrey missed most of last season with an injury, and she's been a player Darien's really been excited to get back this year. Goal number 5 for her on the young season. Great wraparound going low on Rubin.
I've seen that shot before. It might have been from her sister, Ashley Humphrey, who right now is a mid-season All-American at Stanford.
Ashley Humphrey at Stanford, and then of course Nicole Humphrey at North Carolina for her sister Chloe to soon to join her there in a year and a half. Back to the draw circle. Will be Ramsey this time against Newman. And Darien comes away with it. Stein using her height to grab it.
You want that draw control.
Callahan moving it around nicely. Ramsey to McGuckin. Tries to flip it. And she will get it to Stafford, or to Stein, my apologies. Manhasset giving up the free position to Darien. Great pass inside, the shot, and that one will go out.
It's recovered by Manhasset.
Has to now try and get back on the offense here. Barrett. Taking it up that far wing. Throws it to no man's land. CC Stein grabbing it. Stein over to just past Hapgood and into the Manhasset bench for Caitlin Greeley. On the quick restart.
If you're in midi right now, you want to start slowing down the ball. That's been a lot of back and forth.
Leader. Get back to her. Kate Leader. Macero. My apologies. Manhasset now. Throws it off a couple sticks, and the Indians stay with it. Double team.
That is a great double team.
Ryan Hapgood with the defense, as well as Kate DeMark.
Yeah, if you see Kate DeMark coming out of you, you know that she's all in trying to get the ball from you.
Alexis Morgan making one move, or Morton. Point X tries to throw it over, completes the pass. Macero.
Casey got held up in the middle there, but she is so quick she was able to recover.
Macero being guarded by Benoit. Treats it. Tries to make the risky pass, gets it to Greeley. Morton on the X. They find Morton. She's trying to come around with it.
Great tee, great
by
tee.
Stein, puts the bouncer, stopped by
Shea Dolce with the save. Oh, beautiful.
Dolce, her first save on the season, I believe. Not much action last night against Brian McMahon, but she makes the big stop there. Dolce now. Over to Benoit. Benoit now, coming up the wing. That's Greeley. Will be granted the free position.
Defenders are typically known not to hold the ball because they don't work on stick work nearly as much as attackers, but if you watch Casey bring up the ball, she's pretty confident with that. And that's one of her strong attributes about being a defender, is she can work the ball up the field.
And the big thing for the Syracuse-bound Casey Benoit is she uses her speed to get up that field and transition it to the offense. Darien moving it around. Humphrey, and whistle blowing it off. Humphrey in the end zone now. Free position, Leader behind her. Humphrey going towards the cage, retreats it to X. Tries to cover Rita. Complete, flag is out. As McGuckin went falling to the turf. Possession rewarded to the Indians. Schneider.
You see Darien attack is getting all the way up. Haven't given up yet. Ball hasn't crossed over the 30.
Espana Gianna Capolis. Gets it over to Morton. That's now trying to get some more weapons going, as they scored in the first minute of the game and have been kept off the scoreboard since.
Morgan Massey looks really strong today on her 1v1s.
Morgan Massey, number 7. Will try to pick up the ground ball. Darby comes away with a possession, staying with the Blue Wave. Passing it to Dolce. Dolce taking her time. Risky pass to McGuckin, but it's complete.
I agree.
Stein past 30 with it.
That is a great job for Molly, though. What a great connector.
McGuckin, a senior for the Blue Wave, 3rd year on the varsity level. Just a great, talented athlete for the Blue Wave. Last year, putting up 51 goals en route to an All-FCAC and All-State selection.
I could say this for a lot of girls on the field, but Molly is just an outstanding person, too. If you know her, she's always so bubbly and happy and just so enjoyable to be around.
Stafford trying to make a move, makes the pass in. Flag will be pulled out. as Humphrey falls. Chloe Humphrey will take the 8-meter shot. And if you're Manhasset, this is not the player you want to give it to. Humphrey loads up and throws this one high and off the concession stand.
Just keep on shooting.
Possession will stay with the Blue Wave. Head coach Megan Clark looking for an explanation.
I could see why she wanted to float that high. I mean, if you look, the Manhasset goaltender is pretty short, so.
It's Hannah Rubin, just a sophomore for Manhasset, her second year starting for the Indians. And only standing tall at 5'2", so definitely something Darien might try to take advantage of.
Yeah, you see a lot of that space up top. Also, it could be some sort of bait. She might be great up top, and you just keep shooting there.
Callahan passes it to Ramsey. Completes the pass to Hapgood. Hapgood drives inside and scores.
Hapgood making it great.
Ryan Hapgood, her second of the night, third on the season. And Darien goes up 3-1.
It was a great finish for Ryan.
Take another look at it. Great pass from Ramsey. Hapgood. He double team to start, drives it inside, and bounces it past Rubin. Great goal for the Darien junior. Manhasset going to try to claw back into this one. Bring on Ashley Newman to take the face off against Maggie Ramsey.
Kelly Holmes has just entered the game for Darien.
Holmes just a sophomore, but playing her second year on varsity. She's got a bright future for head coach Lisa Lindley in the Blue Wave as CC Stein now.
I actually had Kelly on JV with me last year, and I coached her when she was little too. She's one of those players that just hustles every single day, every single practice. Just such a great player to have on your team.
Callahan. Duckett throws it to Ramsey. Ramsey now looking for someone.
That's a lot of pressure for all the way out there.
Kate, you mentioned that JV team Darien has and the success that they usually have year in, year out. I believe undefeated last season.
We certainly were.
And you see a lot of those athletes get called up to the varsity level for the playoffs, one of which being Kelly Holmes. So I guess you could call 2 years on varsity, 1.5, whatever you call it. But a lot of call-ups there, Kelly Holmes, and really just building the future for the Blue Wave and giving them some playoff experience.
Yeah, a lot of people need to, or should, look at the Darien JV as any other school's varsity team. Half of our JV games, we could have played the varsity game for that school and beaten them just as much.
Of course, that always helps with the infrastructure of new players coming in and replacing the old graduating classes.
Yeah, and it's a lot to be said for the Darien community, placing a lot of emphasis on this lacrosse community.
Sadie Stafford with the 8-meter shot. She takes it in, and that one is put in. The pass to Chloe Humphrey for the goal.
And that one was high.
And Darien adds another. You take another look at it. Stafford right off the whistle. Looks like she's going to shoot it. It passes it high to Humphrey. And she goes just past the head of Hannah Rubin.
I give Sadie a lot of credit. I definitely would have shot it by then. Keeping your head on a swivel.
So Manhasset will take their first timeout of the half, down 4-1. And Kate, what do you think is being said in the Manhasset huddle right now?
Maybe to step it up. I mean, going down 4-1 is a tough feat this early in the game. I think right now they're going to try and limit all these shots, and send out some pressure. I don't know.
You got to give credit to this Darien defense. They give up that one goal to Lopinto 1 minute into the game, and since then, Manhasset's just been kept off the board. Not a single goal. Dolce making some saves. And if Darien can keep playing that way, they could come away with a win, and it would be the first time they beat Manhasset in quite some time. You look as far back as 2007 as far as the SEAC databases go, and Manhasset is 7-0-1. Darien has not beaten the Indians in the past 20, not 20, quite 20 years, but 15 plus years. So Coach Lindley is definitely going to look to break the history here today.
Yeah, there is a bitter history to many of those games, especially the time that I've been here. Many of them have gone to overtime. And
you look at the recent ones you mentioned, the one back in 2019 going to overtime, Manhasset taking it 12-11. And the most notable one that catches my eye, back in 2016, they played to a 10-10 tie after 3 overtimes.
Yep, that was 2016 was Chandler Kirby, Katie Cronin was on that team. And I remember we went down, we had plenty of opportunities, and Manhasset did too. It just was ping pong that game. A much warmer day though.
Look at it back in late April. Now we're in the early April stages. Manhasset with the quick draw. They're going to get it over to Massaro. Massaro from the pass to Panzik.
Part of these Manhasset girls are probably thinking maybe they shouldn't shoot. I mean, Shea Dolce is arguably the best goalie in the nation right now. And I don't know that I would want to take a risk shooting on her.
Shea Dolce, an All-American last season for the Blue Wave. And really ever since her freshman year, where she earned the not all, but the MVP of the FCAC championship game. She's really just been off to the races and leading this Darien team. Let her move a state championship last season. And she's going to look to do the same in her senior campaign. Barrett driving it, takes a shot low and off the crossbar.
Wow.
From the bounce.
They got lucky there. Darien.
Manhasset trying to ask for a call, maybe going past the goal line.
It's a great hustle on Manhasset. The keeping a defender low into the corner like that is exactly what you want to do.
And now Dolce. Slowing it down. Pass this time to Stafford. Fake out her defender, Barrett. Off to the races, past the 30. Completes the pass, Hapgood. And stopped by Ruben, but the whistle will blow it off. It's gonna set up a free position for Ryan Hapgood. Hapgood looking to pick up her hat trick. Already 2 in the game. Morton stepping off for the Indians. Hapgood with the shot, stopped by Ruben.
That looked like it was deflected on the shot. Maybe we could see a replay of that later.
We'll get a replay of that. But nonetheless, Manhasset trying to come up the wing with it. And we take another look at it, and we had it there for a second.
It's all right. I'm over it now.
4-1 our score. Darien currently with the upper hand. Manhasset trying to get back in this one. Massaro, met by Casey Benoit. Going to her right side. Massaro committed to Columbia for Lacrosse, passing off to her teammate Newman. Morton takes the shot, and it's in.
She pinned that to the corner. That was a great shot.
Alexis Morton scores for Manhasset, only their 2nd of the afternoon. But for Morton, that is her 13th goal in just the 4 games Manhasset has played. So she's definitely the factor that Manhasset might need to get going to get back in this game.
Brinley Ruman is entering the game on defense for Kate DeMark. And was that Jillian Vaught that went in for Ryan Hapgood?
It does appear that way. Villanova bound Jillian Vaught entering play for the Blue Wave. Ramsey and Schneider to take the draw.
The JV team, by the way, is playing right now on the center oval against Manhasset as well. So I'm hoping maybe their game can wrap up early and they can come and watch the end of this one.
The opening draw of Ramsey deflected away. Still on the ground. And the Indians come away with it. Barrett. Passing it over to Massaro. Manhasset scored on their last possession, looking to repeat that. Right here, driving in with it. Treating the X is Morton. And the pass over the middle, stopped by Dolce off the stick of Lapinto. Manhasset gonna try again now. Panzik.
That is a tough spot right behind Cage to be defending, and Morgan Massey is doing a phenomenal job with it.
Massaro being double teamed now. Benoit coming after her.
Casey is so quick. She can stay right on the girl's stick, go with her step for step.
Panzik gonna try her look against Massey, and the whistle will.
I wouldn't, would you?
Not an easy matchup for Panzik, but she took it on, put the shot up, and will be granted with the free position at the 8-meter. Shea Panzik, the Manhasset sophomore, loads up with the shot, stopped by Shea Dolce.
That's a quick outlet to CC Stein. Get the Manhasset midfielders behind you.
Humphrey brings it in, and looks like takes a stick to the head.
Yeah, did look that way.
She seems to be okay, and will be getting the 8-meter shot from the top of the arch, or the arc rather.
What do you think? She's gonna go high here?
Got to assume it. Takes a shot, goes high off the crossbar.
Oh my gosh.
Rebound grabbed by Stafford.
That crossbar is hurting.
Right back to Humphrey. She's going to go low this time. And stopped by Rubin.
Sadie will bring it on. Sadie looks, she's always been fast, don't get me wrong, but she looks much faster this year. She looks like a presence on this field.
Humphrey. Finds Stein. Stein sends it and scores.
I love that shot. Opposite stick side low.
CC Stein, her first of the night, and that's her second on the season as Darien now extends the lead 5-2. Really a good sequence from the Blue Wave. They have that 8-meter shot from Humphrey, goes high off the crossbar, slows down, resets it, and sets up CC Stein to send one to the back of the cage.
Maggie Ramsey's coming out. Kate DeMarc is taking the draw.
DeMarc waiting for the Manhasset counterpart on that draw.
Maggie Ramsey's wearing that number 20, taking after her sister wearing that 20. I know I was number 20, so I had a thing with knowing who was taking it. Kitty Ramsey is also wearing it right now at USC.
It's interesting, you look where Maggie's going in the fall. She's going to USC to join her sister Katie and be a USC Trojan.
The thing that I love about the Ramseys is they're never trying to fill each other's shoes after one leaves. But really, they are so similar in making sure that the team is hyped up.
That's really any sport that you see Maggie playing, whether that be on the soccer field or on the basketball court, bringing that energy to any bench, any locker room.
She maybe just doesn't dance as much as Katie did. We used to have to tell her to stop while she was standing in the circle waiting for the draw.
Ramsey now coming back onto the play. Stein with the ball. Stafford. Over to Vaught. Leading the pass to Callahan, right back to Chloe Humphrey. Darien gonna find that perfect opportunity. Stein. Risky pass to Ramsey, but completes it. McGuckin makes a nice spin move and falls to the turf, no call.
It is a wet turf. I'm not going to take that away from a possible foul, but there is a possibility she just slipped and fell there.
It's a rainy day this morning in southwestern Connecticut. And the rain has stopped, but it is still kind of windy here. These early April games, the weather not really that great yet.
This is lacrosse weather, though. A lot of people mistake it for a beautiful sunny day. But if you look at colleges, they're all playing in this type of weather. We're lucky we're not in Michigan. You know, they have to play inside.
Yeah.
7 feet of snow out there.
And really, the start of the season started last night for most of these teams. New York started a couple weeks prior to that, playing in even colder weather. That shot, and that is in. Past Shea Dolce. And Morton picks up her second of the night.
It seems like a lot of the shots are coming from that right-hand side, so I'm wondering what they'll adjust at halftime.
Morton goes to her right side, bounces it past Dolce. Goal number 14, that total keeps bouncing up for Morton. The Richmond bound senior for Manhasset. Now DeMarc will get back out to the draw circle. He's gonna do it again. 6:48 left in our opening half.
If you look into the crowd tonight, there's some Darien future All-Americans in the crowd. The whole Darien Youth Lacrosse organization is here, which is great to see.
That's something we talk about time after time on these DAF broadcasts, just the infrastructure of sports in Darien at the youth levels with the travel programs and really feeding up to the talented varsity programs, whether that be the Darien Youth Lacrosse or the Darien Little League or Darien Youth Football, and how those kind of translate up to the successful varsity high school athletics.
I love it. The support in this town is unparalleled.
It's Wednesday night from Darien High School. And we're going to redo the draw here. 5-3 Darien with the lead. DeMarc loses her stick, but possession will stay with Manhasset.
Heat DeMarc comes out. Maddie Ramsey goes back in.
Morton passing it around to Greeley. Panzik trying to make a move past Massey.
Massey beats it to the baseline. That is great defense from Massey.
Massey forcing the turnover to Darby.
You can always recognize Darby by that braid. It's her staple.
Stafford.
Oh, great look.
And now Ramsey goes low and scores.
I love Maggie Ramsey taking her time on that shot. She was wide open. Fake shot it around the goalie. That's great.
Maggie
Great look
Ramsey.
for Sadie.
Take another look at Stafford. The great pass to Maggie Ramsey just goes low, beating Rubin.
So maybe it was magical not to go high. What do you think?
It definitely felt like that way, that they took those first couple shots. Rubin made some stops early, and Darien has just been racking him up ever since. Now with the 3-goal lead. Mark to take the draw.
And Maggie Ramsey will come in whether they get the possession or not.
Schneider. Try to win it for Manhasset. Across these face-offs, or draws rather, are really important in determining the offense and coming out of the gate. And trying to put some pedal to the metal early here. Catch the other team off guard. It's knocked up on the ground. Stein fields the ground ball. Mark coming off and Ramsey coming back on. Stafford. Over to Hapgood. Stein. Moving it around nicely. That one overshoots Hapgood. McGuckin trying to keep it in.
That's a great box out for Maggie.
And
that helped Molly get that ball, but maybe not so much.
Gianna Kapolis knocking McGuckin to the ground.
I mean, Manhasset has always been an aggressive team, so they have to kind of shake it off and play through it. And the the 2018 game, maybe was it? Or 2019 game? That was a very aggressive game.
2019 game, once again, Manhasset taking it 12-11 in overtime. The last time these teams met, they were scheduled to meet in 2020, but of course the entire world kind of flipped upside down. COVID hit, and they've not played since. So a annual Connecticut-Long Island rivalry being renewed tonight.
And Darien has a lot of out-of-state competition to make their schedule the hardest in the nation this year. If you look at it, there's Victor coming from upstate New York. They're playing Morristown in New Jersey, Carrie Arfino's old rival. They're playing Garden City. Any others you can help me with? Or
Forgetting the number 2 team in the nation, the St. Anthony's Friars, where they will take the trip to New York to play, and that should be a good one. And then you even look at their FCAC schedule. They got to play the New Canaan Rams, who has been a longtime rival for Darien, as well as some other tough in-conference opponents. Is Darien with the 8-meter shot. Chloe Humphrey sends it high and past Rubin.
great shot. That was enjoyable to watch.
Chloe Humphrey just rifles it past the 5'2", Hannah Rubin. Great shot from her. Last time hit the crossbar, so just took it down a bit.
When you watch highlights of Chloe Humphrey and she has shots like that, it looks so easy. But in reality, it is not as nearly as easy as she makes the sport look.
Especially when she tries to find the slightest of a hole to put it in, and she hits it perfectly. Darien extends the lead to 4. Ramsey, that's to Mark, actually, for the draw. Face-off specialist. Bring it back to some open space. Stafford with the ground ball, and Darien's going to get the offense again.
I mean, you are bound to lose that ground ball when you're battling Kate DeMark and Sadie Stafford for it. They're just going to outrun you. That's a fact.
That's something. It feels like Manhasset hasn't had an offensive opportunity in the past couple minutes, and it all starts with that draw.
Yeah, we can keep it that way. I like that.
Stafford slowing it down. Moving it around to Holmes. Ramsey now moving it at X. Gets it back to Stein. Stein being stopped. Her defender.
Taking some time off. That's pretty smart right now. You're up by 4 goals. 3 minutes left in the half.
Stein. Gianna Capolas can't stop her.
It's a great move by Cece Stein. I don't think her defender even knew where she went.
She definitely got past Nicole and Gianna Capolas. That's something, and she just uses her, quickness out there to get past any defender and put the shot on net. Will be the Manhasset restart. Espana, Gianna Capolas. Schneider.
Attack on the ride.
And Humphrey gets a stick on it. Yes, she doesn't. She swings and misses on it.
It's all right. You'd rather miss at this point. No yellows.
This one.
Casey going through that ground ball. That is an awesome start to this transition.
Hoyt on the far wing. Using that speed. Getting it over to Holmes. She's going to leave the 30.
Ryan Hapgood stayed back for her. Now they transition it back in.
Hapgood with 2 goals to her name already, and now Chloe Humphrey with the hat trick for herself. 3 of Darien's 7 goals. Taking it at X. And finds a cutting CC Stein. Being quadruple teamed by Manhasset and is taken down. Manhasset coming all the way downfield with it. And grabbed and pickpocketed by Stafford. She'll transition it to Hapgood. Great job by that Darien defense. Once again, stopping the Manhasset offense. Under a minute now left in this first half. Chloe Humphrey potentially setting up a final Darien shot for the half.
Jillian Vaught entering back into the game.
Darien giving all their offensive scoring weapons a shot here, trying to get something up before halftime. Hapgood takes it inside, stopped by the stick of Rubin. And now Manhasset gonna try to get something quick. 12 seconds.
Good offensive ride back. Slowing down the ball is key. 4-3. speed this up.
And that will take us to the half. Darien with the 7-3 lead. Kate, what did you see in this first half?
This first half, I saw a lot of shots for Darien, which is exactly what they want. The more shots, the better. Offensively for Manhasset, not so much possession, a lot of turnovers for them. They did score on shots that some of them, which they took, but Shea Dolce is still a wall, so she's putting up a fight.
Now, on the Manhasset side, they're down by 4 goals right now. What do you think head coach Megan Clark is going to try to tell the troops, try to get them back in this game in the second half?
I think she's going to try to calculate every single possession to make sure that when they are shooting on Shea that they're getting it in. Maybe try and keep going on that right-hand side like I was talking about earlier. A lot of their shots and goals were from that right-hand side. So they may continue to attack from over there. And defensively, I think they're going to step up because Darien is shooting from the outside, and maybe they aren't ready for it.
Darien leads 7-3 at the half. We're going to take a short break on the DAF Media Network. As always, the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. We'll be right back.
The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all of this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared to respond whenever you need it.
I'd like to thank the Darien Foundation for their continued support. They've been a wonderful partner, and they've taken this vision that we've had for this property and make it a reality.
Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
This is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
It's important for people to be proud of where they live and to understand that if they want a better society, that they need to fund places like the Darien Foundation and the places like the Mather Homestead because they're so rich in cultural achievements that it makes it a better place to live.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England. All made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
This is David Genovese, founder of Corbin Cares. Corbin Cares Phase 2, in partnership with the Darien Foundation, was launched to support the people who support Darien. Corbin Cares partnered with the Darien Foundation to thank essential workers, teachers, police officers, firefighters, EMTs, town employees, and postal workers who stepped up during the pandemic. Family meals for 4 were provided by 4 Forks, Bodega, Michael Joseph's, 1020 Post, and Parlor Pizza and Wine. Post 53 was treated to a tacos and waffles night with Bodega and the Waffle Cabin. Thanks to countless donors, 910 family dinners for 4 and 110 posties were served. And the Corbin Cares office was flooded with notes, emails, and letters of gratitude. Thanks to the essential workers and generous donors, you are all that make this community great.
We are DAF Media, Darien's hometown source for sports, arts, and entertainment, established in 2017. We are Community, a volunteer-based organization that gives nearly 50 Darien High School students hands-on experience in video production. We are Cutting Edge, a STEM initiative. Students use cameras, computers, sound equipment, and innovative software. We are Live, streaming 120 events per year on our YouTube channel. We are On the Stage. We are At the Big Games. We are On the Field. We are In the Gym. We are On the Move, live streaming not only in Darien, but throughout southwestern Connecticut and the tri-state area. We are Making a Difference. We are DAF Media.
We're back here on the DAF Media Network, and we're going to take a look at the upcoming schedule for Darien. As you see on your screen, a big one Saturday. They'll host the Victor Blue Devils. That game can be seen on the DAF Media Network, as well as a New Jersey team, Ridgewood, the Maroons, taking the trip to Darien next Wednesday. That one also on DAF. And then, of course, the big one, Darien, New Canaan. In a couple weeks, the upcoming schedule for the Darien girls lacrosse team. Braden Shank and Kate Rockler with you. So glad you could be with us here on the DAF Media Network as we're waiting the second half between the Darien Blue Wave and the Manhasset Indians.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be back here in Darien.
And we're so happy you're joining us for another season of girls lacrosse on the DAF Media Network. We'll have the live streams all season for home and some road games for the Blue Wave.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a really great season.
And the face-off won by Manhasset. The team's switching sides. Manhasset in their road orange jerseys, moving from left to right on your screen. Darien in their home whites, moving from right to left. And a quick whistle there. Gianna Kapolis. Gianna Kapolis. Try saying that 10 times fast. We'll get the 8-meter shot for the Indians. So she will be matched with Shea Dolce. Looking to.
This is like Shea's bread and butter here, though.
She's definitely been good on them in the past, and she's going to look to keep the streak alive tonight. Gianna Kapolis sends it and puts it to the back of the cage. Just a sophomore for Manhasset, but she nets the goal, cutting it back down to a 3-goal lead. And Kate, for momentum in this one, you got to assume a tie for Manhasset right now.
Absolutely. They came in hot for this.
Out of the half with the free position, and they send it to the back of the cage, beating one of the top goaltenders in the state. And as you mentioned, one of the top goaltenders on those 8-meter shots. So big momentum boost for the Indians. They're going to look to try to claw back into this one.
Yeah, you even see that Manhasset bench is alive and well.
Goal by
Getting that draw control. I'm sure Darien is going to try and shut down their momentum now.
Manhasset moving it around. Gianna Kapoulis, this time Despania. Breaking through a couple defenders, passing it over to Morton.
These are all names at least you'll only have to say once this season.
Luckily, they fit on the graphics, as you just saw there. Nicole Gianna Kapoulis with the goal for the Indians. Of course, the only meeting between these teams this year cannot be in a state or later tournament this season. Different states, of course, Darien, Connecticut, Manhasset, New York. But maybe next year we'll see these guys again at the Manhasset Secondary School.
A bunch of their opponents will see each other in the finals.
Shot is in. Falling to the ground was Morton, and she has her hat trick. Take another look at it. A great pass from Panzik. Finds Alexis Morgan, and she sends it high of Shea Dolce and in the net for her 3rd goal of the game and 15th on the season.
Opposite stick side high.
And Morton is just 1 goal shy of tying what she has done in all 3 games, and that is score 4 goals in all 3, and looking to make it a 4th straight game, a streak that would definitely be impressive if she can keep it going for the season.
Darien really needs this draw control here. We have to start slowing down their momentum.
7-5, the lead cut down to for Darien. Stafford to take the face off. 2 goals for Manhasset out of the half. And Stafford jumping up, grabs it quickly. Sought by Gianna Kapoulis. Stafford. Darien trying to get their first shot up of the half. So far been all of Manhasset in the first 3 minutes. Molly McGuckin, number 85 this season, not her usual numbers that she wears out on the field. Stein. Driving inside and sent wide off the stick of Ryan Hapgood.
I love that release on her stick.
Humphrey.
She's got a lane.
Over Stein. Driving inside, makes a move, and sends it in. Cece Stein with the goal.
Yeah, and placing it really well, too. I mean, she made sure the goalie was moving in one direction before she released that.
Take another look at it. Stein goes high over Hannah Rubin. We've been mentioning all game Rubin's height, just 5'2". And Darien's now going high on her and sending it to the back of the cage. Cece Stein heading off to Michigan in the fall. She'll play lacrosse over for the Wolverines. And now Stafford and Barrett for the draw.
Yeah, as we were talking earlier about the cold weather in Michigan, and Cece's headed there. Well, they do get spring break in some nice places. So.
Yeah. And of course, a great Division I women's lacrosse program as well over in Michigan for the Big Ten.
A lot to do besides play outside there.
The restart for the Indians. Petrus soars it high. And has to try to recover it. That's Caitlin Barrett.
Chloe just knocked that right out of her stick. I don't think they even realized it.
Spania Gianna Kapoulis was looking for a call on it. She lost her stick, didn't get one. Now Chloe Humphrey. Sends it and stopped by Rubin. It's still loose.
You want to recover that ball.
Grabbed by McGuckin. She's knocked to the ground.
I missed that pass on Darien. I mean that push.
Take another look at it. Humphrey stopped by the stick of Rubin. Now Gianna Kapoulis. Passing it around. Greeley. Barrett now. Holly Newman. Putting it now to Morton. 3 of Manhasset. Goals from the stick of Morton. And was looking for a cutting player in Masario. That will be restarted by Caitlin Barrett. Barrett, just a midfielder, junior for Manhasset. And Gianna Capolis pushed. Will be granted the 8-meter shot scored on her last one. She's going to look to repeat that right here. And drives it inside, stopped by Stafford.
That is all hustle getting in there.
Stafford treating it back to Darby. Dolce now coming up to the 20-yard line, out to CC Stein. Stein past Newman, now trying to get past Greeley.
Casey bringing that ball up. That's a, like I said before, it's so nice that a defender is confident enough to bring up the ball.
Good communication between her and Sadie Stafford on that one. Benoit taking it in the 30, then Stafford entering in. Darien will try to send one to the cage. Holmes. And that one now getting past Holmes on the comeback from Humphrey. Gulkin.
Now, you would know this better than me, but do we have any pairs, any Manhasset players that are going to the same schools as any Darien players?
We've got a couple there, Dartmouth being the big one. You have Ryan Hapgood, Sam Barlow for Darien, and then for Manhasset, someone's going there and them. I'll find it before the end of the game.
No rush. That is great, though.
Blown there. Alex Milagros for Manhasset, number 14, off to Dartmouth. Just a junior, though, so she'll be joining Ryan Hapgood in that class. Free position for CC Stein.
Maybe she'll pull the same move she just did before. It was about from the same place. Get the goalie going in one direction, toss it to the other.
Stein sends it, and she puts it to the back of the net.
Oh my God, I'm like a psychic. It happens.
CC Stein, her third of the night and the hat trick, making it a 9-5 Darien lead.
CC is definitely a leader on this field, more so by action than having us put it into words. If you go to their practices, you'll always see her hustling, giving 100%, and that's exactly what you want to see out of a captain. You don't always need it in words.
CC Stein, an all-FCX selection last season, girls ice hockey captain in the winter, and she's just a talented athlete, anything thrown her way. Taking her talents to the University of Michigan next fall, or actually just this fall.
Yeah, this fall, wow.
2022 already. Now Stafford with the draw. Sticks up in the air. DeMarc will field the ground ball. Flipping it off to Chloe Humphrey. Darien with the 4-goal lead. They're going to take some time, not necessarily in any rush.
Yeah, it looked like Lisa was yelling out to settle the ball.
It's a different story for Manhasset. Otherwise, they got to preserve that clock, try to put the goal up and focus on the next one.
Absolutely. Especially as the clock starts to dwindle. I mean, you think you have a lot of time with 17 left, but it comes quickly.
Look up, you have 17 now, and all of a sudden you look at it again, and you only have 5 or so minutes. Stafford treating it to Stein.
Yeah, they're keeping the defense honest, too. Like, even though she's saying settle the ball, it doesn't mean pull it out and don't take any shots. It means work something around until you have that slam dunk, put it in.
And it is interesting because in Connecticut high school lacrosse, no shot clock compared to what you see at the collegiate and professional level, something they've been trying to implement for some years and might finally get the breakthrough in a couple of years, but for this year, no shot clock.
Yeah, it is such a beautiful thing now to watch college lacrosse and know that there's some sort of time limit for them on offense. But when I first started this, and it was not, I'm not going to age myself out, but there was no boundaries on the sport.
Humphrey slowing it down. She's going to now try to take it towards the cage. Completes it over to Callahan and gets it to Stein. Darien's held the ball for the past minute now. Once again with the 4-goal lead on the Manhasset Indians. Humphrey looking for that perfect opportunity, didn't find it. She's going to try to swing around yet again. Stafford. Drives it inside and she puts it in. Sadie Stafford, her first of the game.
Oh my God, she just went through like 6 people to get in there.
A big goal for Sadie Stafford. Darien in the double digits now, especially after a possession that lasted a good minute and a half.
The thing that I love about watching Lisa coach is that we just scored a goal and she's still correcting people on the field, which is probably why they are as good as they are.
The timeout will be taken by Manhasset. This is their first timeout of the game, and I asked you on the last timeout, Kate, I'm going to ask you again, what do you think Manhasset's going to be saying here to try to cut that deficit down?
I think they're going to try and rally, the same thing they said at halftime. And they came back, they had a couple goals to boost their momentum, but Darien shut them down. They're going to try and rally one more time, I think, and if they don't start closing the gap soon, it's game over for Darien. Well, for Manhasset.
Oh, yeah, the second, I'm going to give a shout out to our amazing DAF Media production crew, all student volunteers doing a great job bringing you the sights and sounds of this one. Austin Peck, Kate Bogdan, Griffin Banks, Henry Imbrogno, Ben White Shoeless, our DAF Media advisor, Damian, Andrew, K-Rock, Kate Rockler with me, and Braden Schenk with you. So glad you could be with us here on this cold Wednesday night from Darien High School and under the lights of the Darien Stadium. And I think we were looking at it before the game with the Darien Athletic Director, Chris Manfredonia. Only the second under the lights game for Darien girls lacrosse since the lights were installed a couple years back. So a big milestone for them, and they're doing it on their first home game of the season.
Whole town is out here tonight.
And we're back on the DAF Media Network. Correction there, our camera operator, Ryan Peck, not his brother Austin, but he's doing a great job tonight on our ISO camera. So my apologies there.
We can give a shout out to the Dolce family in the crowd right now. Kelly Dolce is in the crowd as well. Do you remember what school she's going to school for?
Kelly Dolce off to Brown for swimming.
Yeah, an awesome athletic family, the Dolce family.
Of course, you've got Shay off to Boston College to join her sister, Gwen Dolce. With Gwen, if I have it right, class of 2019, I want to say.
I think that's right, yes. No, she's a 2020, Gwen Dolce.
Off by a year, 2020.
Yeah, you got it. It was the pandemic. You're allowed to mess that up.
Manhasset now. Greeley. Holly Newman now. Morton trying to get Manhasset back in at 3 of the team's 5 goals tonight. Morton, the Richmond bound in the fall. Team's leading scorer. So might be seeing the ball to her stick as she gets it right there. Morton trying to get past her defender, DeMarc. Great cutting pass on the ground, picked up, tries to float it past Dolce and high of the net. Manhasset will get the restart. Lapinto overshoots Casero. And a ground ball trying to be picked up by Hapgood. Now a bunch of players. Little scrum of them. And the whistle will be awarding it to the Blue Wave.
Sadie Stafford was playing there without any goggles on. I think they were knocked off in that whole jumble for a ground ball.
McGuckin.
Looks like 4th grade lacrosse again.
It's interesting, you look at the men's lacrosse translation of it, they have the full helmet on, and the women's lacrosse just the goggles on, and really wonder how protective they are. They got the eyes, but the rest of the face exposed for a potential stick or a ball.
Yeah, and they like to say that this is a non-contact sport, but if you've seen some of the injuries that have come out of the sport, it is definitely a contact sport. A lot of teams on Long Island are now wearing helmets, so I'm wondering at what point it all comes to Connecticut.
Might be in the rule changes with the shot clock coming soon to Connecticut. Stein, great pass to McGuckin. She's facing, and she takes one to the head.
You have to love when the boys lacrosse team is also cheering on the foul. That's definitely something that will help the referees call a foul in our favor.
I mean, almost right on cue. We talk about the headwear, and McGuckin takes a stick to the head. She seems to be okay.
She's tough.
Now Molly McGuckin for the 8-meter shot. She takes it in, sends it, stopped by Rubin. Now the Indians on that far wing and with it. Barrett. Jump past her defender Callahan. Caitlin Barrett, future Duke Blue Devil. Moving it around. Pinto. Behind the net now to Panzik.
Great stop by Shea.
Shea with the big stop. And she's going to turn it right back to the Darien offense, up by 5 goals. Benoit now. Quickly met with contact. She's going to keep going. Taking it now to the 15 and handing it off to Molly McGuckin. Chloe Humphrey. Using the quickness and speed, gets it off to Stein. Callahan shoots it right back to Ramsey.
They're moving the ball.
Callahan. Stein.
If you look, there are 2 defenders on the ball every time. There's one defender on Manhasset who's constantly moving. So that means offside of the ball, there's going to be somebody open. Darien is trying to move it to try and beat the double team.
Stafford. Past her first defender, quickly met with a second. Humphrey. Nearing the 10-minute mark left in the game. Humphrey slowing it down at X. Manhasset trying to force the ball out.
That's a lot of pressure behind goal for Maggie, or that was Chloe. But to have 2 defenders back there with you, that's a lot to take.
And the whistle stopping play for a second.
Looks like she got hit in the face.
And the yellow card will be issued.
So now you won't see that double team on ball. What you'll see is Darien trying to work the ball around until the person that is truly open gets the ball back. I don't want to give away their offensive man-up play here.
And the timeout will be taken. As Darien will have the man up for the next minute or so. We're going to take a short break with the timeout and be right back on the DAF Media Network. We're back here on the DAF Media Network. Braden Shank and Kate Rockler with you. So glad you could be with us.
I'm happy to be here.
Watching us from wherever you may be, if that's Connecticut, Long Island. Thank you for watching on this windy Wednesday night. Of course, Darien Athletic Foundation, Darien Foundation, a joint venture bringing you DAF Media.
So Darien is man up right now. I think it'll last about 2 minutes. You'll see them work the ball around and look for that wide open shot.
Darien has the opportunity here. Ramsey goes high and beats Rubin.
That's great for Ramsey to see that lane and take it. When you're behind goal on man up, sometimes you get frazzled by just trying to move the ball or the fact that you don't even see that you don't have a defender on you. Great take for her.
Darien with the 6-goal lead. A big goal from Maggie Ramsey going high on Hannah Rubin.
I love that Maggie always looks like she's doing a layup when she scores.
Of course, Maggie Ramsey, the captain of the Darien girls basketball team this past winter. So she definitely knows a thing or two about the layups and the big shots and the big moments. So it will be Stafford and Barrett on the draw. Ball on the ground once again.
Great stick for Kate to mark, though. She almost had that.
Newman, future Yale Bulldog, passing it over to Morton.
We have a few people tuning in tonight, Kevin Lindley being one of them. Kevin is Darien Blue Waves' biggest girls lacrosse fan.
I believe if I'm correct, right, Kevin Lindley over at Loyola, Maryland for men's lacrosse.
Yeah, he has no shortage of goals, shots as well.
I think he led Division I last year in goals scored. And of course, his mother, Lisa Lindley, coaching this Darien Blue Wave team in her 27th season at helm.
He also could have gotten his athleticism from his dad, who is a Yale baseball player.
That's true.
Played in the Cape League in the summers, if you ask Pete. But Lisa will tell you it came from her.
Might be a little bit of both, the lacrosse IQ, then on the shot, that nice baseball swing from Kevin. This one rifled off the stick of C.C. Stein, off of Rubin and out of play, so it will be staying with the Blue Wave. I believe over in Loyola they have one of the Minikis brothers over there too. Couldn't tell you which one, but one of them.
I couldn't either. I feel like they're everywhere.
Matt Minikis still at Darien High School, senior captain of the Blue Wave boys lacrosse team, and they'll be in action Saturday against Chaminade High School. That game will be seen on the DAF Media Network at the same time as the girls game versus Victor, so a little double stream for any of you lacrosse fans on the DAF Media Network. That is once again this Saturday.
And Darien is on spring break next week, correct?
Yep. So there, that is McGuckin taking it back. Stein really slowing it down now. Under 10 minutes. Manhasset chasing 6 goals. Chill starting back up. Humphrey sends it to the wide.
She looked mad with that shot, right?
She did. She took that step back, beat her 2 defenders, and rifled a shot just high of Rubin.
It looked like a little in and out of the crease for the goalie, but too far to tell. C.C. Stein goes step for step with that midfielder. That is an awesome run.
And that is Cerro for the Indians, passing it off to Panzik. Manhasset desperately needing a goal.
Manhasset was offsides, just to clarify there.
Refs didn't call it.
Nope, didn't seem like anybody else saw it either. We are even, though. That penalty must have expired a couple minutes ago.
This one out, completed. Morton trying to get close to the cage, and great defense by DeMarc pushing her away.
This is a really comfortable lead for Darien right now. Being up by 6 goals is a great spot to be in with 6 minutes left.
It's kind of an outlier when you look at the recent histories of these teams seeing a goal margin of 6 goals. Normally they're 1, 2, 3 goal games. So an oddity for Darien. And once again, if they win, it would be the first time as far as the SEAC databases go that they would have beaten Manhasset, and that, of course, dating back to 2007.
Yeah, and that's a great way to start the season with an out-of-state rivalry, always so close, and you're coming up with a win with a large margin.
Especially with the tough schedule Darien has upcoming with Victor on Saturday, Ridgewood next week, New Canaan the week after, and then you see Staples Garden City. So they definitely have a tough schedule in the coming weeks as Chloe Humphrey will wind up for the 8-meter shot. Rifles up, passes it, complete, and that one is in! Ryan Hapgood with the hat trick on a beautiful play by the Blue Wave.
The JV team has just arrived. What was the score, Kat Reynolds? What was the score of your game? You won? What was your score?
15-7.
Awesome job.
So the JV team winning 15-7. I believe they were on a big winning streak. They still might be on it.
I think they are. I hope they stay undefeated. Best JV team in the nation, I used to always tell them. They were. It wasn't lying.
Definitely have streamed JV girls lacrosse games over the years, and it seems like the competition, trying to contend with that JV team just isn't matched. And, many of these teams have a tough time fielding one girls lacrosse team, let alone a JV or a freshman team. And Darien's lucky enough to have the infrastructure to do just that year after year.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much depth here.
And those results, in the success the program has seen, the 18 FCAC and the 18 SEAC titles don't lie. Manhasset now moving around, down by 6 now. Actually 7.
Stop for Shea. That looked pretty easy if I saw it right. Right at her foot.
Dolce with the save. This one's going to be passed off to Humphrey. Benoit taking it into the 30. Midfield / defender Casey Benoit. Whipping it out to Molly McGuckin.
Yeah, I think at any other school, Casey would be in the midfield, but it's so nice that Lisa gets to have her on the defensive end because she really is such a strong defender and she can connect the ball so well.
Darien moving it around, 7-goal lead. And Manhasset, all they really can do is get a stop and hope for a goal.
Great look. Oh my gosh.
And Chloe Humphrey goes low through the 5-hole of Hannah Rubin, extending the Darien lead to 8.
Who was that turned around?
Ollie McGuckin with a great turnaround and a great assist to Chloe Humphrey.
That's awesome. A true selfless play.
McGuckin found herself in a tough situation. All she really could do was get the pass off, and Chloe Humphrey sends it to the back of the net. Darien 13, Manhasset 5. 4:38 left in the second half. Kate, what do you think Manhasset's going to be saying now that they are down by 8?
I think at this point the coaches know what's about to happen with the rest of this game, so they're going to be working on some other things. You can't contend with 8 goals down with 4 or 5 minutes left, so they'll probably work on some plays or try to work on shutting down Darien's offense altogether for the remainder of the game.
Manhasset, they took the hour and 5-minute bus ride to Darien, a little over 40 miles. They came out of the gate firing. A goal in the first minute was a little rocky for the remainder of the first half. Came out of the gate of the second half firing, putting up 2 goals. But really just besides the first 2 minutes of each half, they just have not really been able to get much offense. And it's been all Darien really tonight.
Yeah, and that's partially because these midfielders are really working their tails off to shut down all of these fast breaks. The attackers are slowing down their fast break on offense. And Darien's defense is looking really great tonight.
And the defense really translates over to that offense. And really with the score you see on your screen right now, 13 goals for Darien. Big part, Chloe Humphrey, 4 of those. Cece Stein with 3, Ryan Hapgood with 3. And on the Manhasset side, Alexis Morton with 3 of the 5 goals, as well as Mia Lopinto with 1 of them, and Nicole Gianna Capolis with the 5th. So 4:38, you are watching the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Braden Shank and Kate Rockler with you. So glad you could be with us. We're watching Out of State. We thank you for watching DAF for potentially your first time. And if you're a resident DAF viewer, we thank you once again for watching. Ramsey to take the face off for the blue, or to take the draw for the Blue Wave. Schneider for the Indians. And Darien takes the draw at Ramsey on the far wing. And the free position, Ramsey now bringing it inside the arc.
There is no point right now for Darien to be pushing it, fast breaking it. So what they just did was they pulled it out really far, let Manhasset's defense come to them, dodge, and try to get by.
Free position will be set up for Sadie Stafford. Stafford tried the free position last night against Brian McMahon, was unsuccessful. So she's going to try to pick up the goal. And she's just going to retreat it smartly, let the clock keep ticking. Guckin now sees the light of day, and she gets the ball knocked out of her stick. Great job by number 14, Paula Gross of Manhattan, or Manhasset rather. Breeley passing over on the far side to Panzik. Barrett. Macero, great pass, and she sends it in off the stick of Caitlin Barrett. Barrett, her first goal of the night. Goal number 5 for her on the season. A great pass from Macero. And Barrett going the bouncer on the low end of Shea Dolce.
I'm wondering if the Macero on Manhasset is related to the Macero that Darien played a couple of years ago, the Bayport Blue Point team. And I think the girl's name was Ellie Macero. She might have played, I think she's playing at Stony Brook now, but she was a great lacrosse player. And she was one of the key roles of that big Darien Blue Point, Bayport Blue Point team. I'm running out of brain over here.
13-6 game. And that was Annalisa Macero with the great assist to Caitlin Barrett for the Indians. 3:05 left to play. And the whistle blown, and Manhasset getting the possession. Schneider. Alex Schneider off to Virginia. She'll be joining Darien's Kate DeMark over for the Cavaliers. Great pass there, and that one is sent in. Caitlin Barrett once again.
Maybe I spoke too soon, but Manhasset is starting to rally here.
It's going to be tough for Manhasset to stay in this game, but they're keeping the hope alive, now cutting it down to a 6-goal lead.
Still pretty comfortable with 3 minutes left. But you definitely want to get this draw control here.
A big draw coming from Maggie Ramsey. And Ramsey's actually going to get subbed out for Sadie Stafford, and she'll be going against Alex Schneider for Manhasset. Big draw here. Manhasset looking to win the draw and get a quick goal and keep the efforts of coming back in this one. Darien looking to get the draw and have a long possession. And over some sticks, and Sadie Stafford comes away with it, quickly getting it over to CC Stein.
Chloe's stick on the draw is such a valuable asset there because she can scoop up pretty much any and all ground balls. And if she's there, she's going to get the ball.
Callahan.
Who took that draw control?
It was Stein that came away with it. It was, I believe, Stafford that took it.
Yeah, thank you.
It was initially Ramsey, but then Stafford came in for the sub.
This can't go into overtime. We're running out of steam.
2 minutes, 2 seconds left in regulation. Darien with the comfortable 6-goal lead over the Manhasset Indians. This game will go on both teams' overall record, but not their conference or section record. Both of these teams will remain perfect in that area of their record. Darien, of course, 1-0 in the FCAC. Manhasset 3-0 in the NHPHSAA Section 8. Whistle blown there. Darien with the 8-meter set up here for CC Stein.
So depending on what class Manhasset is on in New York, they could eventually see Victor, who's the upstate New York team that Darien will face. So it would be interesting to see how these teams make out later on.
That's a goal from CC Stein off the 8-meter shot, her 4th of the night, and extending her goal count to 5 on the season. Darien keeping the goals coming right along, a minute 33 left to play. And if you're Manhasset, at this point, you're just looking forward to the next game and looking there as they will take on Cold Springs Harbor this weekend.
Fun fact, Cold Spring Harbor is the hometown of Lindsay Lohan.
I did not know that.
I don't know if you know who she is, but in my day, everybody knew her.
Well, that game would be Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on the campus of the Manhasset Secondary School. And they will have a big one coming up next week as they will take on the St. Anthony's Friars. Once again, the Friars are currently ranked the #2 team in the nation by the Inside Lacrosse rankings. Darien will go to St. Anthony's in early May. And Darien Victor should be another good game as well. As you mentioned, Kate, one of the powerhouses in upstate New York. And the Blue Devils will be taking their first trip to Darien in at least 3+ years.
Yeah, Victor is the home of the original Dinosaur Barbecue, Syracuse, New York.
And that one it was to the back of the net, but the whistle looks like it's going to be calling it back.
I think that shot was taken well before, well after the call was made.
So free position, 8-meter shot for the Indians. Newman. Rifles it, stopped by Shea Dolce.
Shea can take her time on this, outletting the ball. 30 seconds left.
30 seconds.
This 7-goal difference is mind-blowing to me. It's such a great start for Darien for the season, the home opener under the lights.
The last time you would have to look for a 7+ goal deficit between these teams back in 2014, where Manhasset took down the Blue Wave 17-6. Ever since then, it's been a 3-2 or 1-goal deficit. And Darien will be coming away with the victory as the clock hits triple zeros. And for the first time since records can date, the Blue Wave will take down the Manhasset Indians by the final score of 14-7. Kate, final thoughts on this one?
Just a great start for the Darien girls lacrosse team. Kudos to Lisa, Carrie, and Caroline. And for these girls for getting this season going, I'm looking forward to a lot more lacrosse.
So Darien will move to 2-0 on the season. They'll host Victor on Saturday. Manhasset will drop to 3-1 on the spring, and they'll take actually they'll host the Cold Springs Harbor, New York team. And once again, your final score, 14 for Darien, 7 for Manhasset. I'm going to give one final shout out to our DAF Media production crew doing a great job bringing you all the sights and sounds in this one. Kate Bogdan, Ryan Peck, Griffin Banks, Ben White-Shoeless, Henry Imbrogno, Damian Andrew, our DAF Media advisor, Kate Rockler alongside me, and saying so long from the Darien High School Stadium Field. I've been Braden Shank, and we thank you for watching this DAF Media production. We'll see you next time.